Hi folks, it's Mike here again. Been a while since posted a video. My excuses, had an awful cold, man flu, whatever you want to call it, and lost my voice for a little bit of time, but I'm back and well today. So today, nice cold November morning, about 5 degrees, damp roads, salty and wet, and we're on the road from Barking to Lavenham. I thought today what we do is have a look at positioning, so that's the letter P of IPSGA, positioning the bike on the road based on the information that we've taken in. So while the commentary will mainly concentrate on positioning, I will cover other aspects as we go along. So up ahead we've got a left hand bend, slow on the road, S-bend sign, keeping out towards the centre of the road, position the bike out here, just holding this position until I can see the tarmac, and then we can start to drift in back towards the left for this right hand bend. Watching the manhole cover there, nice and slippery on a day like today. Junction on the right hand side which is nice and clear, so I can come out towards the centre of the road and pick the speed back up again. Looking ahead in the distance again, got Crossroads sign, just watching for any vehicles that may be emerging. Looks pretty clear. Yep, nothing there. And looking ahead we've got a blind crest, so a blind dip. Just going to ease over towards the left hand side here in case there's anything coming up on my side of the road. And we sweep round to the left hand side here, position out towards the crown of the road, and then back into the left hand side. Now I use this road with my IAM associates because this right hand bend goes on forever and ever, and the tendency is for people to want to turn in way too early. So just hold the position, keep holding the position until the road opens up, and then we can move back out towards the centre of the road. Left hand bend, we're out towards the crown of the road, just watching the limit point as it rushes away from us there. Just ease away from these cars, and we maintain our speed now at 60 miles an hour. So the car waiting to emerge and coming out from the junction on the right hand side, slow on the road, so it's just easing a little just in case there's another one coming out. Nothing there, and I'm looking across to my left across the fields which you possibly can't see, and looking to see whether there's an opportunity here to get past this car when the road straightens up. So just ease up behind it, no other vehicle coming, and so we can commit and do the overtake. Right hand bend here, slow on the road, and warning of a junction on the left, so I'm just mindful of that junction, not getting in too close towards it. I'm picking out the dry piece of road here. We've got a bit more of a dry centre line, so rather than being tucked right over to the left, I'm using the dry bit of the road on with these greasy conditions today. Mindful here of the overbanding, just riding down the centre of it, and then positioning again out towards the centre of the road for the left hand bend. Some debris there, or debris actually is a dead animal unfortunately, something you have to watch out for. And we're going to tuck over to the left here. Again, I'm riding between these overbandings, and then I'm going to tuck right over to the left hand side for the right hand bends. And get some big old lorries along this road. Junction on the right hand side, lots of paint, slow, and there's a new 40 mile an hour limit on this piece of road. Still keep checking my mirrors, so we've got nothing behind us at the moment, so nothing to worry about there. Tuck it over to the left hand side for this right hand bend. Again, holding a position until the view opens up, and then we can move back towards the crown of the road, position 3. And looking up ahead, 30 limits, just checking my mirrors. The vehicle has caught us up, so I'm just easing slowly. I'm actually going to blend in a little bit of back brake just to show my brake light to them. So we've got a white van coming towards us, so I'm going to ease in a little bit so I'm not right on the crown of the road here. There's a junction on the left hand side, so I don't want to tuck in too far to the left for this right hand bend. And we're in a 30 limit, so we don't need to position too extreme. Just holding the 30, slow on the road, junction here on the right hand side, and on the left, staggered crossroads. Nothing in any of either of the roads, and the vehicle coming towards us. So I'm just adopting a central position, position 2 here. Really no benefit being in either position 1 or 2 at the moment, 1 or 3 at the moment. Now here I am going to move out a little bit because of the entrances on the left hand side. We've got a garage on the right hand side, just watching to see whether there's anybody there. And looking up ahead we can see national speed limit sign, just watching the vehicle behind whether they're starting to accelerate a bit early, but they're not. And we've got a sign saying that there's an S-bend ahead. So I'm going to tuck over to the left hand side here, and immediately we can see that we've got chevron, sharp left hand bends out towards the crown of the road, and then accelerate away from the corner. Again, we want to move into the left hand position here. Again, another dead animal, unfortunately. Tuck well into the left here so that we can get a good view through the bend. And looking at the hedgerow ahead, we can see that the bend goes around to the left, and I can see a post office van coming over the hedge. So I'm not going to go right out on the crown of the road, going to hold position 2, and now we can get back towards the centre of the road. And looking into the distance, we can see the hedgerow, and then the road goes round to the right. So I'm going to adopt an early position here over to the left hand side, ready for this right hand bend. Just ease my speed a little and drive the bike through the corner. As I say, the roads are damp and greasy today, but there's still a fair amount of grip. Just need to watch out for those areas where there may be mud and slime. So here we've got houses on the left hand side, entrances, and the road goes round to the right. So here I'm going straight out towards the right hand side of the road for the left hand bend. Just easing my speed and tucking back over towards the left a little, just mindful of these entrances here. And ahead we can see there's a 30 limit. And checking my mirrors again, no vehicle behind us, and I'm going to brake here coming into the 30, get my speed down to 30, take a lower gear to hold the bike back going down this hill. So looking down the hill here, we can see there's T-junction at the bottom, 2 vehicles waiting to turn, and we're going to be going left here. So you see my position on the road here, we're tucked in towards the left hand side here, so no big gaps up the left hand side of me for scooters and push bikes to squeeze through, although there's nobody about today so far. And we just trickle through the village here at about 25 miles an hour. We're going to turn right, do a shoulder check, and just looking at this junction, we turn in early as there's nothing waiting there at all. So we've got national speed limit signs. Pick our speed up. Now this road is quite twisty and intricate, and with it being under the trees can be quite slimy in these conditions. So I'm keeping the speed down a little bit. Again, I'm going to use a bit more of the dry road towards the centre of my lane. So not positioning quite as extreme as I would on a dry day. And then back out towards the crown of the road for this left-hand bend. You see, as we went through those S-bends there, don't have to go right out to the left and right out to the right. If you can see through, it's quite alright to straighten them up a little bit. So again, another 30 limit. Take a lower gear to hold us back again on the hill. And there's a slow on the road and a warning of a junction on the left hand side. So I'm keeping out towards the crown of the road. A couple of pedestrians here on the grass, just watching what they're doing. And I am going to maintain position 3 through here because I can't see what's on the left hand side here. And as soon as I can see, I can start to ease over, ready for the right hand bend. So again, coming through these small villages, Always mindful of people coming out from behind these cars, people wandering about. Just need to be really careful that people are just going about their daily business, and some of these vehicles will just pull away with no warning whatsoever. So I'm looking across to my left here, ready for this left-hand bend. And in the distance we can see there's a blue van parked on the right-hand side. Can't see anybody walking about. There's a school sign. So just holding my speed at about 28, 29 mile an hour here. Parked car on the right hand side. And we've got a pedestrian with the dog and national speed limit signs. So check mirror checks, there's a silver vehicle behind me, quite a distance. So again, quite a twisty little piece of road here. So we're adopting the positions to go through. There's a junction on the left, or entrance on the left hand side, so we're not going to go right up close to it because I can't see into that one, and then tuck into the left here for this right hand bend. It's warning there with traffic calming, which means we must be coming into a village, and there we are, there's the 30 limit. Quite a complex junction here with several roads meeting. So we're just watching the white van and the postie here. He's just getting out of his van, so I know where he is or she is. And we're going through the village of Monks Ely here. Again, watching the manhole covers. Don't want to be riding over them too much in the wet if we can avoid it. Although I'm not going to do any silly swerves to avoid them. So looking up through the village here, a few parked cars on the right hand side. I'm going to ease myself just over to the left a little bit so I can get a view up through the village. Little wave to white van man there who eased over and lets through. Always good to acknowledge people who've let you through. So we've got a parked vehicle on the I thought my voice was cured. Parked vehicle on the left hand side there, and a cyclist ahead. So slow on the road's going round to the left. Looks like we may be coming out of the village, so we're hunting for possibly where the national speed limit sign is. There's 30 there, upside down, and there's the national speed limit sign. Mindful of the cyclists, don't want to upset him. Slow on the road, and we're keeping out towards the crown of the road here. There's a junction on the left hand side, and I know from local knowledge that this is a horrible off-camber bend. So just watching for the white vehicle here. No point rushing through too quickly there. And away we go. So this bit is quite twisty, wet and slimy today, so I'm going to use a bit more of the dry road towards the centre. Looking into the distance, the road bends round towards the right, and I'm looking across, I can see a van that's coming through. And then back out towards the centre of the road for the left hand bend. Just holding that position. Doing about 50 mile an hour at the moment, easing away from the traffic, and the road opens up. I can bring the speed back up, 55, 56, ease down a little, just hold that speed through the bend, and then as the road opens up a little bit more, we can apply a little bit more throttle. So a left hand bend here, out towards the crown, and a junction on the left hand side, nothing in it at the moment, so I'm going to adopt a central position here, and then as soon as I can see it's clear I can tuck right over to the left hand side here, ready for this long sweeping right hand bend. Crossroads ahead, easing towards the centre of the road here. Just checking anything in the pub. Watch out for the chicken there by the left hand side of the road, he never moves. And we tuck over to the left here for this right hand bend. And we're joining these bends together, blending one into the other. All the time looking as far as we can see. So we're slow on the road, quite a sharpish bend here. Bring my speed down and then back up again. Sharp right hand bends. Keep them tucked in towards the left. Watching the limit point, and there it goes, and we're back on the gas. Refuse lorry parked on the right hand side there, and a car coming towards us. And here we can see the road is quite muddy and slimy, so I eased away from the vehicle and didn't want to ride through all the mud. So you can see that as I come along here, not always in the textbook positions, not always tucked fully over to the left, not always right on the crown of the road. You've got to make decisions based on what you can see, what the condition of the road is like, how the bends join together, how much you can see. It's never quite as black and white as it's written down. So just holding back from this white van here. Don't get too close, damp conditions. So increase our 2-second rule. He's braking through the bends. We're just watching what's happening with the vehicle ahead of him. And as we come through here, we've got lots of entrances on the left hand side. So while we can adopt our left hand position for the right hand bends, just need to be very mindful of any vehicles trying to creep out. The temptation here is to possibly move up and have a go at overtaking the white van, but there's an entrance there that we just passed into a farm shop and some art studios. And we're coming into 30. Got one vehicle behind us, just maintaining my distance from the white van ahead. So we've got refuse lorry parked on the left hand side. Early shoulder check, and we get out into position nice and early. Don't leave it till the last minute. And so we're in the village of Lavenham now. This last little piece of the ride. Then we'll get right up behind the white van in case he has to reverse, and you see the signs up here says that vehicles coming towards us have priority. So all the time we're riding up here, we're trying to position ourselves, one, to keep away from hazards, and two, to get a decent view up the road to see if there's anything coming towards us. So again, looking up through this restriction here, you can see no vehicles coming through. And there's one who's waiting. So while he's waiting, we'll take advantage of that, give them a thank you. And again, you notice I'm giving myself plenty of space behind these vehicles in case they stop and have to reverse. So we're going to go left here in the village of Lavenham. And there you see, it happens sometimes. No indication whatsoever that that vehicle was about to move away. And an apology using the hazard lights. Just need to be on your guard all the time. So if we'd have rushed away from that junction, we may not have been able to ease away from him. So as we come through the village of Lavenham, we're now actually turning and riding into the sun, so it's probably time now that we bring this ride to a close. Hope you found it useful. As usual, don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell if you want to see more videos from myself, and leave me some feedback in the comments or ask any questions. I've always try to answer any questions that come up in the comments. So until next time, this is Mike saying keep safe.